So how do you make that character interesting? Well, one of the ways, you avoid the cliches. For heaven's sake, you're not an orphan, okay? Your family wasn't slaughtered by fill-in-the-blank kobolds, orcs, Thulsa Doom. You grew up in the family business or on the family farm. Your father was relatively successfully, minor noble, successful commoner, whatever you like. You have a supportive family. Maybe you're the youngest son and Dad realizes, reaching back into Norman history, if I split my wealth between my two sons, we all end up peasants again. So, you're the younger one, and it's your responsibility to go do something else. You don't want to join a church order. You don't know what you want to do. But you make a deal with your brother that you'll go quietly. He provides you with some money, some gear. Off you go to seek your fortune. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you're the older brother. And you realize, I'm not suited to run this business. I hate farming. And my younger brother needs to be taken care of. So you make a deal with him. I'll leave. You'll equip me. And I'm going to go seek my fortune and fame in the wider world because maybe you've just always wanted to do that. Or maybe you do it out of a sense of responsibility with dread. Wouldn't that be interesting? Playing someone who's afraid of the wide world. You inherited all those peasant beliefs from Dad. Anything beyond the local village where you sell your wares and buy your tools, here be dragons. And there's a whole wide world out there for you to stumble through, quaking in fear the whole time. Now isn't that better than being an orphan, out to get bitter revenge against the kobolds who murdered your family? Poor kobolds, they get a bad rap. What I'm saying is break the stereotypes in a way that sets up character development. Maybe you realize that the family business is failing and you need to go earn some money somehow. Could be a lot of things like that. But you want to move on, and you want to move out, and you want to move up for whatever the motivation is, and the motivation can help develop the character in unusual ways. Go with an old cliche that isn't often used. The girl you grew up knowing you were going to marry suddenly marries another guy. Bitter and disappointed, you hit the road. And once you've launched your character, find developments that make him interesting, him or her. You could decide your character has always been fascinated by arcane arts. And even though he or she has no idea whether they have any skills in that area, you're hoping to find out. Or flip the script. On the border of your village, up on a hill in a broken down old tower, there's a lonely old guy who lived out there by himself. And nobody knew much about him because he didn't talk much. It turns out he's a disappointed wizard or sorcerer, somebody maybe who reached the end of his rather mediocre powers, or had something horrific happen to him. And he found this place, an old military outpost or something from back when, and decided to make it his home. You befriend him in return because he's bored. At first he doesn't want to teach you his magic arts because he's disappointed in what they lead to, but you talk him into it. And now you're a fledgling wizard or sorcerer or witch or what have you. And you and he find something in a book one day. And you're like, I want to go find out what happened there. And he warns you against it and warns you against you, but eventually he gives up and helps equip you. And off you go on your first adventure to find out who knows what. All kinds of plot twists can come from that. You can go from the old, rather hackneyed thing. When you come back, you find out, as your character unfolds, that your old mentor really isn't a failed wizard. He's a very powerful wizard who something awful happened, and that can lead you into faction play later on, or whatever. But pick something you haven't heard before, if you can, to start your character off in solo play. And it'll be interesting to see where it leads you. So that's where I'm at on that at the moment. Hopefully more thoughts to come, and thanks for listening. Not sure what I'm smoking today. Something I got in an assortment. It's pretty decent for a box press.